You know, the Gleaner combine is like none other. It's not only lighter and designed differently so that it can harvest differently, but it's also got inherent to its DNA great reliability and simplicity. Easy to operate, easy to repair, easy to maintain, low operating costs. You package all that together, there's no question the S9 is the best Gleaner we've ever built, and we're not done yet.
I am so excited to be able to show you the new Gleaner T-Series combine. Culturally, we've been pursuing farmer first. Everything is revolving around functionality, reliability, performance, and technology.
They've always listened to what the farmer said.
Why now? Because we've listened to all of this input and now we get to put that all together to bring a machine that solves problems for farmers.
So with this new DuraDrive ground drive system,
the optional powered rotor reverse,
the machine-to-machine communication,
the rear camera,
auto turn,
fit and finish, and the things that we did on the shielding.
Anybody that has a power ladder, that noise has been eliminated.
The new transmission in this combine, it's heavier duty, it's very responsive.
There's probably no ag equipment manufacturer that's as close to its customers as Gleaner harvesting equipment.
I have constant contact with the farmer that we're operating with.
So they actually care about what the farmer thinks.
That message is heard loud and clear.
That T-Series makes that declaration to them that we are not done helping them.
This is what we've been asking for.
The timing is pretty prudent to have such an investment come out in the form of a new combine. With our dealer partners here in the room, we've been talking a lot about 20% market share over the course of the last, 4 or 5 years. And everybody in this room has been making tremendous amount of strides towards that shared goal.
Gleaner dealers, are you guys excited to be here? Yeah. We're here to see the new T-Series Gleaner, right? So I know that the whole team is excited. We have a lot of people here, a lot of things that have gone on. We are so happy, as Joe talked about. It's been too long since we had all of you in the building, and the excitement of bringing you all in is just incredible. So we started on this project, planning this day, clear back when the T-Series Combine started. And for some of us, we know it's been a journey, but we're finally there. And our mission, our goal, the one thing that we wanted to accomplish was to build excitement around the Gleaner brand and to re-energize an already proven combine. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to introduce to you the new T-Series Gleaner and start the believing tonight.
shielding on the combine is tremendous. Its accessibility, you know, the farmer is able to get to it. He's able to do his service. It should take time off of his prep every morning. So yeah, I mean that's a big thing. The final drives and transmission will be tremendous. It's just a good addition to what we've had so far.
What Gleaner means to my dealership is productivity, efficiency, very easy to service. And if it's half as good as combine as the S9s were, this T-Series will be very impressive with the updates on the shields and the feed reversers and the transmission, wheel in and brakes. So it means a lot to us. I'm very impressed and going to be very excited to get one in the field.
What I really seen tonight that caught my eye was the serviceability of the combine. Being able to open the machine up and do the service that we normally do with having to remove shields. Now you just have to open the combine up. The engine compartment door looks to be a lot heavier built, but yet lighter to lift. More access back there, some new styling that looks really nice. I think the final drives and the transmission are going to be a major plus. Rotor reverser, it all looks good.
With Quest to give farmers reliable solutions to challenges they face in harvest and give them the best harvest experience possible.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Robert Ross, Marketing Manager for Gleaner Combines, and with me today?
Well, I'm Aaron Beyer. I'm Marketing Product Specialist for Gleaner Combines.
And we're here today. Aaron, I can't help but notice we're here at the Farm Progress Show, and behind us is something that I know everyone's going to want to see.
That's all right.
Could you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Well, Robert, this is the new T-Series. This is the next step in the evolution of Gleaner Combines, the continuation to the quest to be able to deliver farmers reliable solutions that help them overcome the challenges in the field. So last week, we had the opportunity to show all of our dealers in North America the T-Series. We launched it to them. Yes. And Robert, I'm excited to show the public. This is the first public showing here at Boone, Iowa at Farm Progress of the T-Series to the public. The folks get to see it and experience them themselves.
For the first time.
For the first time, and I cannot be more excited to be able to do that.
Absolutely, and you talked about that, the dealer launch that we did in Heston. And a little bit of that trickled out into the social media world.
I saw that.
So this will be the first glimpse. I'm excited for everybody to get a chance to see this machine. So what do you think? Shall we take a walk around?
Let's get her started.
All right, thank you. Aaron, I noticed one of the big changes here on the new T-Series Combine is the look and the appearance of the shields and how they're working. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on here?
So Robert, this is the updated styling to a classic look. This is the Gleaner updated, the maximum access shielding. So we wanted to take the look of a Gleaner and update it, bring a little more modern flair to it, but still retain that image, that shape of a Gleaner that everybody knows. Because ultimately what we want to see is that when that machine is operating, you see that machine silhouette on the horizon, you want to know that's a Gleaner combine.
Yeah,
so we wanted really to keep that.
Absolutely. And of course with that look, right, that's so important in the overall design and how the whole combine comes together.
There is no part that doesn't interact with the other one. That's the beauty of the Gleaner combine, right? Is that it is modular, everything. We reduce the number of components by sharing tasks amongst them. So that really was a major uptake or an undertaking to be able to go through and update those shieldings.
Yeah, because when you touch one part of it, you're affecting multiple pieces, right?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. So let's take a look. Show us what's behind
So remember I called that maximum access shielding. That's because there's nothing on this machine that's superficial. We didn't just update the looks to update the styling. We wanted to make sure we brought value to farmers. There's a reason that we did this. And the maximum access shielding means you get maximum access to components inside the machine. So really, what you're gonna see here is as we open these shields here, you're gonna see more and more access than we've ever had on a machine to be able to get you in the field faster, take those tasks and make them simpler, and reduce the amount of time you're spent with a grease gun and a wrench, and put you more time in the field harvesting. That's the overall goal for all these maximum access shielding is reduce downtime, increase serviceability, and access to the whole of the machine.
Absolutely. And I can't help but notice how easy the shield's opened.
Right, and how wide of an expanse that you get once you get them open.
Yes.
You can get to more components easier, more simply, just by opening the shield and not a lot of other time with wrenches, taking other components off, to be able to access the critical components of the machine.
I can't help but notice, I think there's something else behind
That's
the
right.
shield.
So one of the other benefits, one of the other features that we have with the Gleaner Combine is the powered rotor reverse. We're now, from the operator cab, able to reverse the rotor should we encounter some misfortune and take a slug into the machine that we've got to work its way back out.
And I think we've all experienced that at some point
Sometimes
in our
you miss
harvesting days.
You miss the weeds and the canola, the konosha, you miss maybe you go a little too fast, you take the soybeans are a little more green than what you thought. You're going to take a slug at periods of time, and we want to make sure, again, reduce the amount of time you're having to work outside of the machine, get you back into harvest faster.
Absolutely.
So with that powered rotor reverse, now from the comfort of the cab, they're able to walk that slug out and be able to get to harvesting faster. And again, more uptime, more productivity from the machine.
Yeah, the guys might tend to try and push the combine a little harder if they don't have to dig it out, right?
I'm a little hesitant sometimes when it goes tough situations.
Yeah.
And so now I can get the full expanse, the full capabilities of that machine, simply knowing that I have the confidence that if I do screw up, I've got a powered rotor reverse to help me out.
Absolutely. Now this looks really great, and I wanted to comment on how this rear shield is opening up too, because you're talking about all the access, and wow, you can really get to the batteries.
That's right.
And do that maintenance with it. Where before we had a door, right, that you had to open up.
So one of those important steps of, it's at the end of the day, everybody's tired, everybody's ready to get home, get dinner, whatever they need to do. So we want to make sure that when you clean the machine off, you have the most access to be able to do that job quick, so you can close it back up, get to dinner, so you get a little something in you, and so you can start fresh for the next day.
Absolutely. This is great stuff, and I know the dealers were very excited about the access here.
That's right.
But there's more to see.
There's one that they got really excited
Yes.
about that we get to show over on the other side of the machine. So
absolutely.
let's keep
All
walking
right.
around and we'll
Yes,
show that
let's
to
do.
them.
Aaron, we're making our way around to the back side of the combine, and I can see some differences back here. The design is a little bit different.
That's right.
There's some stuff missing that we normally had.
That's right.
Maybe walk us through a little bit what all has changed back here.
Of course, this is one of probably the focus points as far as the differences between the previous shielding and the new shielding, and that's really this contoured side. The sides, the corners that we've kind of shaved a little off of here. But the other thing that we've updated is the whole of the engine platform. When we get in there, you'll see that we've actually increased the volume of space inside the engine compartment to make access to certain components a little easier.
Sure. Right.
And you'll see that some of those components inside have been updated as well. So first thing, let me open up the engine compartment door.
Open it up, Aaron. This is exciting. You know, Aaron, I just noticed something there as the ladder came down. There wasn't the screeching sound.
You noticed that there was something missing, and that's exactly what you're right. And what you'll find is that we've isolated the ladders here, and a pretty typical noise that you might have heard when the engine platform ladder opened has been eliminated. But it doesn't stop there. We've also made some other improvements as well. The one thing you're going to notice is that it's a lot more sturdy than when you're stepping on it. So again, that safety factor of making sure that there's a sturdy platform below us whenever we're accessing something off the ground.
Right, absolutely. I noticed that the handles are relocated too, Aaron, so it's a little cleaner look on the back.
That's right, and so there's a couple reasons for that. One, it looks a little better, but also it keeps that material from sticking to the back. And it really it's really a little more ergonomic as far as when you're accessing the ladder, to reach inside here and just kind of continuation with the access to the engine platform.
And it appears to be wider as well.
A little wider as well.
Yes.
So again, maximum access shielding. How can we improve the access to the machine to be able to get to components a little quicker? Again, more harvesting time.
Absolutely.
And there's also, you'll notice that the little latch is gone as well.
The latch is gone now. So how that hood opens and closes.
Yeah. So once we're in here, the other thing you'll notice is that there's a lot of improvements as far as not only with just the shielding, There's some other improvements that we've made. We're going to talk a little bit later about the DuraDrive ground drive system, but with that came with a lot of updates to the hydraulic system as well. So the hydraulic reservoir, you'll notice, has been updated, as well as some of the components as far as the filtration. Now, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but when we were over there on the right-hand side of the machine, did you notice that the return filter was no longer there, right?
Right.
That's because the return filter has been integrated inside the hydraulic reservoir. So one of the things that folks that have changed that filter before know is that if you take that filter off, you better be pretty quick with either the other filter or a 5-gallon bucket to be able to catch the oil, because it's coming out quick.
In a hurry, right?
That's right. So we tried to make that a process, that operation, a little cleaner by integrating that filter inside of the hydraulic reservoir. Again, making it cleaner, making it simpler, making it faster.
Absolutely.
So the other filter that is gone, it's really not gone, it's been relocated. But you'll notice that the charge filter that used to be right here is now in a different location. It's located a little further to the left-hand side. Now, that's done to help, again, to increase the access, because one of the components that we heard a lot of those customers some concerns with was getting the engine oil filter out.
Right.
So because that filter is in a new location, you can get the filter out a little easier, a little quicker, a little less struggle, a little less effort.
So making the maintenance easier.
That's
that
right.
helps everybody, customers, dealers alike.
That's right. We want to make this the best positive harvest experience possible, and I want to be harvesting, not wrenching.
Absolutely. I like that.
The other thing that's really nice about those filters is not only did we move them and relocate them, there's improved filtration as well. So there's better filtration for our hydraulics and our fluids to extend the life of our hydraulic components.
Yeah, so a lot of extensive updates and work has been done to the hydraulic system and the engine as well, as far as filters and whatnot.
That's right. There's a lot of good stuff that's here.
All things that'll add value for the customer, right?
And make their job easier.
Yes. And we all like that to be we like to make things a little easier, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
So let's continue on, shall we?
Okay, yeah, let's walk around here and see what we got on the left-hand side of the combine. Aaron, we now have made our way around to the left-hand side of the machine, and I know there's something exciting on this side. All this new shielding, all the new access, everything that's going on around the machine is just really exciting. And I remember a little bit of a roar from the crowd when we showed this next feature.
This is by far the thing that got the most reaction, and I can understand why, right? Because remember what the goal of the maximum access shielding was. Getting the maximum access to be able to decrease the amount of service time and increase the in-field time. And this really will help out a lot of farmers in being able to service and repair, should they need to, the machine to get them back in the field faster. So without much further ado, let's take a look at this left-hand shield. Now there's two ways you can open it, right?
Right.
So there's a typical way of guys are kind of familiar with, in that we're opening up down here to be able to access the DEF tank, to be able to fill with DEF or do anything they need to do down here. But the showstopper, Robert.
So one thing on that shield though, Aaron, how easy that shield works,
That's right.
It's a one-piece shield. You unlatch it, it picks itself up. Unlike
the previous design had a little bit of concern with that. And not only that, it opens up wider too, to where there's more access to be able to get to those components that you need to.
I think that's an very important part of the whole thing. But let's see the next one, Aaron.
So this is the showstopper, Robert. This is what elicited the most response from our dealer friends, and that is...
And you can see why, right?
That's right. Right? Because this is, we lovingly call it the barn door, because it's wide open like, like a barn door. So again, this is the unmatched access that you're able to get with the maximum access shielding. Again, this is access to be able to get to critical components to where when you need to, you can get back in the field faster because you're spending less time trying to repair and access those critical components.
Absolutely. And just opening this door up and everything that you can see on the combine really brings to life how simple this Gleaner combine is, right? Where before, you know, it was difficult to get this far into it. It took time and it was a little darker. Now it's very lit up and easy to jump in there.
That's absolutely right.
Awesome job. We got to give hats off to the engineers on the styling and the shields and how they open, but I know there's some more things that we need to talk about here. I think part of it might be underneath the combine.
That's right.
Here.
So there's one small detail that most folks will probably miss, and that is the updated leaf screens underneath. Now we've changed the design of it to be able to change how the air moves through it, and some of the ability for it to keep material from building up off the bottom of that leaf screen. Because again, when we're talking about reliability, we're also talking about reliability in the field to be able to continue to offer that clean bin sample that we are so known for. And one of the things that counteracts that, one of the challenges farmers face is some of that plant material that's left on the ground, the fodder, that gets pulled up into the bottom of the leaf screens and cuts the air off to that cleaning shoe.
Right.
If that air drops off, our bin sample suffers, or it creates another kind of frustration of the operator having to get out of the cab to be able to clean that off and be able to continue. So we updated these leaf screens to keep, again, people in the field longer with the best harvest experience possible, and again, to have that reliable, clean bin sample that Gleaners are known so well for.
Absolutely, that's very important. With all the changes that we made to the T-Series, we didn't want to sacrifice those things that we've been so good at. The lightweight, the clean grain, all this stuff starts adding up to it, and that's really where this leaf screen comes into play.
That's right, and that's, again, those priorities that we will not sacrifice to be able to do more for the farmer and to be able to, again, create that value that they want so much to be able to make the margins and make their operations more profitable.
Absolutely.
So there's another feature that another big feature that folks are really going to notice on this machine, and that's the DuraDrive ground drive system, right?
Well, let's talk about this, because
I think so, absolutely.
This is a huge improvement and adds a lot of efficiency, performance, reliability,
just like the shields, there is so much that wraps into the ground drive system, whether it's efficiency, the reliability, the functionality, the performance of the machine, those 4 pillars that we try to get to so much in the functionality. We have all of that we try to bundle into this DuraDrive ground drive system, and I think we hit it out of the park, because it gives control to the operator that they've never felt before in a Gleaner combine, and the reliability as well.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for guys to get a chance to drive this, because I know that after I drove it, I was just like in awe of how you can control it, how the machine handles itself, and there's some other stuff that comes with that as well, right?
That's right. So, I mean, in addition to some of the hard part updates, so the first thing that we can talk about is the transmission. It is now a 2-speed transmission that is hydraulically shifted, which gives us a couple of options there. First off, it's shift on the fly. So now we're able to, when we reach a ground speed of 8 to 9 mile an hour in low gear, we can, from the operator cab with a simple press of a button, shift the high gear to be able to either chase down a grain car, whatever we need to do to be able to get to the field, in the field faster. And if we have it in transport mode, we can get a top speed of 25 miles per hour.
Which is faster than what we've done for a long time.
That's right. So what value does that bring? Well, if you've got a lot of fields that are spread across a county, you're going to need to be able to get to that field faster. So that's decreased time of transport between fields and more time in the field harvesting.
Oh, absolutely. So you have a wide range of field speeds to operate in. You have a higher transport, and you have that extra power with this to pull through the field. So when you look at it, you're gaining both efficiency in the field and in transport both.
That's right. And performance, right?
Right.
Because that's, again, because we're able to deliver on that reliability and we'll be able to offer that increased amount of performance from the transmission itself, we're able to do so much more. Because we're also able to hold speeds, whether you're climbing or you're descending the hill, you can hold that speed. And again, if you're talking about a combine or a harvester, the more consistent you can keep your ground speed, the more consistent the flow into the machine, and again, brings better performance to the processor as well.
And that's what it's all about, right? But I think there's a few more things on this drive system that you want to talk about.
That's right. So the big one, let's go ahead and go up in the cab, because there's a few other things that we can talk about inside the cab that really, again, bring that value to the operator, to where if we're talking about how we control the machine, whether through the ground speed control handle or from the brakes, we can talk about that as well.
The new brake system.
That's right.
Yes.
So,
all right, let's go up.
Sure. So the first thing operators are really going to see when they get into the cab of the T1 series is that the ground speed control handler, or the MFL, is different. Because you'll notice that It no longer operates in that Z pattern that we've had from the S9 and earlier machines. It is now a CVT style handle. This delivers value in two ways. First off, this gives us the control to be able to creep forward when we're hooking up or unhooking from a header, and also that control to be able to go accelerate when we're going through an intersection, also but the fine-tune control of if we're carving out a contour on a field as we're opening it up, or again, like I said, unhooking or hooking from headers. So the other value is that it also gives us kind of a better ergonomic feel when we're operating the machine. So now we can make fine-tune adjustments simply by moving our wrists and moving the handle slightly. So again, puts our arm in a more comfortable position to give us longer hours of harvest without the added extra fatigue. So the other thing you can see is that if we go into the terminal here, we also have the ability to have a locking differential with the updated transmission. This is going to increase our access into fields by applying power to both wheels equally when the ground conditions are a little challenging. So if we have those softer conditions, when we match that with an RWA and the lightweight design of the Gleaner Combine, we're going to be able to get into fields earlier and stay there longer when those ground conditions get a little soft. The other thing, we talked about the brakes. So we have updated the brakes. We have inboard wet brakes that are able to give us better turning radiuses, to be able to get a tighter turning radius in the edge, and if we're operating on a hill, to give us that stopping power that we need. So again, those are updated brakes that are inboard, more reliable, a wet brake system that uses a disc, ball, and ramp. So again, a very tractor type brake system on this combine. So the other thing that we can talk about, we talked about the ground drive system reducing in our fatigue, but we also have the ability to option this machine. When you option it with a deluxe cab, you get the feature of auto turn. Auto turn is a feature that allows the machine to complete a turn at the headland of the field. So it reduces the fatigue by reducing the number of times that you don't have to turn the machine manually, and it also increases our productivity by aligning the machine to the next pass in the field, saving us time and saving us that effort that really kind of retracts from that harvest experience. Again, we're trying to give you the best, most comfortable harvest experience possible. So really, that's what we've got with the DuraDrive ground dry system and the auto turn. But there's even more value that we're providing in that when you get that deluxe cab, you also get integrated backup and unloading auger cameras that appear here on the Titan terminal. So that gives us more visibility from the operator cab. We're able to see behind the machine to be able to safely operate it in the lot or in the field. And we can also see at the end of the unloading auger when we're trying to line up for that grain cart or the semi-truck to be able to unload into it. Again, increasing the safety, increasing the productivity of the machine. So let's go ahead and step back out and talk a little bit more with Robert. So Robert, I can't tell you how excited I am to share with the public the value that the T-Series can bring to farmers and to their operations, because I mean, we've really made a great package to be able to deliver on really that mission statement that Gleaner's trying to deliver for farmers.
Yes, and Aaron, this is what Gleaner Combines has always been about. Finding a simpler way to get the harvesting in, doing it for less, right? Mm-hmm. And actually being a trusted harvest partner, delivering, you know, the most efficient, reliable combines and headers that provide the best value for farmers. And really that's where Gleaner started 101 years ago, right? It's hard to believe it's gone that fast, but that is our core values. And everything in this T-Series combine meets that. And it covered the 4 pillars, right, that
Mm-hmm.
we've talked about. So excited for the guys to get a chance to get around the machine, drive the machine, see how it functions, operates. It's going to be a great week here at Farm Progress, Boone, Iowa.
But you know what? It doesn't stop there, right? Because folks that come see this machine get to experience it firsthand. The next thing that they need to do is go talk to their dealer and schedule that demo. Because again, the best way to see this and to really experience it is on your farm and see the benefit, the value that it can bring to you in improving your operation to make you more margin and make you more profitable.
Absolutely. And we've got plans to do that, but we can't tell all of our plans yet.
Not
right?
yet, not
so
yet.
You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer, but stay tuned.
That's right. So again, stop by at Farm Progress this week and come see us. and we'll be happy to explain and show you all the benefits and features that you get with this T-Series combine.
Absolutely. Great job showing us the combine, Aaron.
Thanks.
Look forward to seeing everybody.
We'll see you then.